much
Yeah, they didn't
trouble
really.
did that give you?
They didn't switch their defenses. They go into like a press or a run and jump press or a zone press, back into like where they just match to you, and then after the second, third, fourth pass or a time, whatever they do, they go to a man. So that's just what they do. So they didn't do anything different to us than they do to any other team or any other thing. That's just how he plays, and just trying to get you in between, more or less.
How big of a key was it Thursday to handle that again?
Well, it's the key. It's what they do. So, like, you got to be able to attack it and, get a quality shot. I think the start of the second half, like some of the shots we took and some of the turnovers that we had, like we just had to be fundamentally sound. And that's where we've been in this season. Like when we've taken care of the basketball, we've won. A lot of times there's other factors that go into it, but when you only have 3 losses, but when we struggle like in a half, like we did in the second half of that game, it's hard to put a finger on where it is. I can only put it, I put it on us more than anything, because sometimes people pressure, sometimes people don't, and we've turned it over against both, and we've had success against both. So it's not like anybody that's came and really pressured us hard we've had no success against. We've had success against both, but we've had some failure against both. But just taking care of the basketball no matter what our opponent does, if we can do that, we've been such a good rebounding team, and we can shoot the ball well, even though we've had some lulls. That really is the recipe for us. We just can't have empty possessions where the other team's constantly playing in transition. If we do, we're going to end up having the same results.
Right. Is that the message to this group, to be fundamentally sound?
Yeah, more or less, because there's a lot of different scenarios that come with some of those turnovers. Sometimes they're out of the post, sometimes they're through ball screens, sometimes it's just passing against a press or having an initiative against the press. But yeah, more than anything, just being fundamentally sound and giving ourselves a chance to win the game. If we give ourselves a chance, we're going to have success. I mean, we've proven that. But we can't go in the other direction, or keep going in that same direction, I should say.
What's been the struggle with putting 2 halves together in the same game? I mean, there's been some recent games where you look like 2 different teams out there.
Yeah, turning the basketball over. That's the issue. If we don't turn the basketball over, we're going to have success. And I think that's the important piece. Got to have everybody connected defensively. Ethan Morton has done some really good things for us, but he can't guard Chase Audige and Boo Buie. And so like we put him on Chase Audige, Boo Buie gets going. Put him on Boo Buie, he does some good things against him. Chase Audige gets going. We got to have, from our team standpoint, we got to be more connected defensively and do a better job on guys.
With Maryland having so many interchangeable pieces, how do you ensure that one guy doesn't have a career night against you guys?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It's easier said than done. It's not something you can say as a coach. There's a lot of things that don't work with a speech. So like you just like, hey, don't turn it over. And I said, okay, we're good. Coach told us to turn it over, so now we're not going to turn it over. That's what having depth and having balance, that becomes an issue. And so, like, they have different guys that have stepped up. Like, Carey has stepped up and had huge games. Akeem Hart, Dante Scott, obviously Jameer Young's their leading scorer, Reese. So they got a really good starting 5. Or Martinez has really given them some good minutes. So they have one of those teams that has a lot of different guys. We have 3 different guys that have scored 24, 29, 35 coming off our bench. So people look at, you kind of the same way, because you have some people that are, dangerous. And I think that's the key, just having that connectivity defensively and everybody being on the same page gives you the best chance to stop everybody.
It looked like there was some arm locking going on against Zach at the foul line. I'd imagine that's not.
No,
legal.
It's illegal to arm lock and come together, like if you're setting like a double screen. That's illegal right there. It's illegal for them to come at the free throw line and arm lock, especially when he's in between it. Like if I arm lock with you and I come set a ball screen, it's totally illegal, but we got nobody in between us besides us, even though it's illegal. Now he comes and arm locks him while he's at the free throw line. It's dangerous. Is what it is, because somebody can really get hurt that way, because you can get locked in that way, and then you get turned and twisted. You could like separate somebody's shoulder, crack their elbow, things of that nature. So the officials have to do a better job. They have to do a better job. We had an official that refused to go to the monitor on a hook and hold, which was totally egregious. And, that's our right. They put that rule in on the hook and hold because of what they did to us in the NCAA tournament with Isaac Haas. It's our rule. Now we got the biggest dude on the block, and they're doing stuff of that nature to him, and we got officials that are ignoring hook and holds, which is just a total safety issue. Now they're grabbing us at the free throw line and pulling and doing that, and they're not doing it to to everybody on our team. They're doing it to one person on our team. And we got guys officiating things that are just have no clue about what's going on around them and their safety issues. And it's just unfortunate that we've gotten here in the middle of February and we're dealing with this stuff.
The way Northwestern was able to guard Zach, obviously, it really affected his ability to pass out of the post, I guess. Just from what you saw in film after being able to look at it, what's going to kind of help him either get that positioning to be able to see guys on the court or, or go fast?
From his standpoint, like when he's on that right block, he's got to open up so he sees it. When he passes across his body that way, you're not going to have success. And so we really work on that right block opening up. From the other side, they got to call the fouls. They can't come in there and jump into him and hatchet him. And it was just poor officiating late in the game. I thought Northwestern did a fabulous job in the first half of their doubles, being legal, guarding them, and they did a really, really good job. And as the game progressed, the refs, swallowed their whistles, and now we have to be stronger at those times. So we still have a hand in that. And that's what we talk about in practice. Even though they foul us, even though they do those things, we can still take care of the basketball and not lose possession. Maybe it's not efficient at that time when they foul us, but you got to be strong. So I feel for him because I don't think there's anybody on our team that has a complaint with the officials. Not one person except him. Like how they're officiating and how they go into games and don't understand what's going on is really tough to take from his standpoint. Now, nobody else on our team can say that. They might get a bad call here and there, and that's just part of it. But they got to do a better job. It's been ridiculous what's happened in our last 2 road games.